Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to another edition of 5 Minute Fridays. This is episode number 4, and today's question comes from George in Salt Lake City, Utah. And George's question is, how can I better manage my stress throughout the day? Now, George, this is an excellent question because stress is rampant in our world today. And I'm going to answer this question by giving you 3 tips that you can implement today and to help you better manage your stress. Okay, so tip number 1, understand that stress is normal and that you're not alone. Okay, so what exactly is stress? Well, to understand stress, you have to go back to evolutionary biology, where we were living in the wild and we were hunting and gathering. And basically, the stress response was a survival mechanism for us. So, whenever we were faced with a danger in the wild, like for example, a tiger chasing us, or some animal chasing us, or just fighting with another tribe, whatever, anything that was like an obstacle that challenged or threatened our survival, we would get a stress response. And what that would do is it would initiate a fight or flight response in us. So in other words, we were going to fight or we were going to flight. And again, it's a survival thing, and it's going to release a bunch of hormones into your system, and it's going to just get you ready for battle, basically. So in today's world, we don't have lions and tigers chasing us. We don't really have to worry about a tribe coming up to our house and taking us out. So there's different kind of stressors in our world today. So we have, for example, anything from your boss sending you a nasty email, to getting in a fight with your significant other, to your kids screaming in the background, minor things like that, all the way up into crazy stuff like divorce, losing your house, losing your job, things like that can be super stressful. Initiates the same type of response in your body as it did thousands of years ago whenever we encountered a tiger. It's going to flood your body with those hormones and get you ready for battle. So, George, if you can understand that stress is like a normal bodily response, it's a survival mechanism, it kind of puts your mind at ease. It's normal. It's normal. It's just okay. So how can we better manage it? So another thing to realize is that you're not alone with stress. Everyone in our world is stressed out. Anyone who says they don't experience stress is lying to you. So just having that mentality that you're not alone. People might act like they're not stressed out, but I guarantee that everyone experiences stress. Okay, moving on to tip number 2, and this is getting into more like the tactical stuff of how can we actually manage the stress. So tip number 2 is to ask empowering questions. And what this means is, I recently listened to a podcast episode on the Good Dad Project where they talk about feeding courage and starving fear. And basically what this is it's a way to, whenever you're faced with an obstacle, it's a way to kind of flip your mind so that you don't go down the rabbit hole of, defeat, panic, fear, anger, all that stuff that you want to avoid, and you come out on top. So here's how this works. So whenever you're faced with a obstacle of any kind, it could be something minor with whatever, your kids spilling something on the floor, all the way up into like a divorce or something a lot more serious. You can use this technique with anything. And here's how it works. So you hit an obstacle, right? Something happens that stresses you out, whatever that is. There's going to be an emotional response. You're going to experience panic, anger, fear, whatever. You're going to feel some emotion because of that. Okay, so it's what you do after you experience that emotion that makes all the difference. The route you don't want to go is you don't want to start asking yourself disempowering questions. Why me? Why is this happening to me? What did I do to deserve this? This sucks. Why can't I? Anything like that is just going to send you down the rabbit hole of defeat, anger, panic, and just more chaos into your life. The other side of the equation is to have what they call a power statement. In other words, like an affirmation. So a few examples they gave in the podcast episode was, I got this, easy day. Looking good, feeling good, should have been in Hollywood. I know it sounds crazy, but if you can come up with a power statement that you can say whenever you're in that moment of stress, that power statement is your cue to ask yourself an empowering question, okay? And then the empowering question, things like, what is it that I need to learn from this? How can I make this situation awesome? Where is the lesson in this, or the gift? how can I make this situation better? Okay, do you see the difference between those two sets of questions? One is disempowering, and it's going to shoot you down the rabbit hole of defeat. And the other one is an empowering question. You see, your brain doesn't care what kind of question you ask. It's going to search to find an answer. So you want to ask an empowering question in a moment of stress to help you find a solution. So that's tip number 2. Tip number 3, this too shall pass. This too shall pass. George, I want you to take this in and really understand it, that everything in this universe is constantly changing. Nothing is static. Nothing is stagnant. It is like that river outside. It is constantly flowing and changing. And I want you to know that no matter what situation you're in right now, no matter how stressed out you are, no matter what it is, if it's a major thing, a minor thing, understand that this too shall pass. It is a temporary thing happening in your life, and you will not live there. Okay, that is the law of the universe. Everything is changing, and it's better that you get in line with that rather than try to resist it. So is it easier to jump in the river and try to stop the current? Or is it easier to just go with the flow and ride along? Okay, that's what you want to do. That's how the world's set up. That's how this world works. Everything is in motion, and everything is constantly changing. And understand that this is just a temporary thing that you will get over. So as dark as it might seem, as crazy as the situation might seem, know that it is temporary and you will get over it. This is so powerful whenever you take this in. It is so freeing because no matter what you're faced with, you can understand that this too shall pass. Okay, that's all I have for you today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video on how to better manage stress. And if you did, please share it, like, subscribe, and also shoot me any questions that you might have. I love shooting these videos. I love answering your questions. I love hearing from you. So please send me your questions. You will get featured on 5 Minute Friday. And that's all I got for you guys. Have an amazing weekend. Take care, and I'll talk to you next week. Peace.